Good day, everyone. We are now learning another reading strategy that is useful in reading classes, and this is Kwl Chart. But before anything else, I am Hallanah B, Sarte, the assigned reporter for this topic. For the objectives of today's lesson, during or at the end of the lesson, students will be able to demonstrate successful reading by completing Kwl Chart. Next is to participate in the discussion of Kwl Chart and to use Kwl Chart in assessing the successful reading of The Ant and the Grasshopper. The expected discussion will be seen on our table of contents. And first is, what is Kwl Chart? Second is, importance of Kwl Chart. Third, use of Kwl Chart. Fourth, its benefits. And fifth is how to use Kwl Chart. Let's proceed to the definition of Kwl Chart. As what I have said a while ago, it is an example of reading strategy, and it is an effective way to read with purpose. Teachers use this organizational chart as this strategy uses prior knowledge of students and connect it to their personal curiosity to understand a particular topic. It is very effective in the students' learning process because it helps them recall their knowledge and track the learning progress that will encourage them to improve their reading comprehension. Next, KWL stands for Know, Want to Learn, and Learned. K is for Know, W is for Want to Learn, and L is Learned. Another definition we have is it is an organizational tool primarily used by students and teachers to direct and facilitate learning, as this helps students organize information before, during, and after a unit or a lesson. Teacher can use this to engage students in a new topic, activate prior knowledge, and share unit objectives and monitor students' learning. And lastly, we have the definition. It is an active steps that are generally organized in the form of a 3-column chart. So we have an example of Kwl chart here, and let us learn what is in there in each column. First column is the K column, that means know. So in this column, it contains the knowledge before reading, or simply what do they already know about the topic. For example, our topic is cheetahs. Cheetah, we already know that it is an animal and it lives in Africa or grasslands. So we put it on the K column. Next column is Want to Know column, wherein you have to set a purpose for your reading, or by listing questions on what the students want to know about the topic. We can use the 5 W's here, the what, why, when, where, and who, as our guide for our reading. In the example we have earlier, we already identified what do we know about cheetah. So in this column, for example, the thing that you want to know about cheetah is what or how they eat. So we can seek the answer on the question as we explore on the text. Last column is L, or learned column of the chart. In this part, we list all the informations learned about the topic, or even the discovered answers to questions set on the W column. So in line with our example, throughout reading, we have learned that cheetahs are like hunters. They evolved from cat-like mammals, lived more than 4 million years ago. So I know that every one of us is familiar with this topic, and I hope that we have understood it for us to proceed on the next part of our discussion, which is the importance of Kwl chart. To discuss further, we have here people who believe and asserted how Kwl chart can help students. So according to Donna Ogle on 1987, it helps students to become better readers of expository text and helps teachers to be more interactive in their teaching. Also, Carr and Ogle on 1987, it helps students to be active thinkers while reading by giving them specific things to look for and having them reflect on their learning after reading. Next, we also have Flavel. I'm sorry for the autocorrection of the text. It's supposed to be Flavel on 1979. He said that it helps activate background knowledge and provide an opportunity for students to set their own learning objectives. So now let us also talk about the use of KWL chart, specifically in reading and in English. By using KWL chart, we can assess if the students have really attained the information about the author's biography, novel, and a text by making them complete the KWL chart about the selected author. So also its uses in also in writing, it is to reflect on their learning after completing a written piece. So the students can write an explanation of what they have learned and examine whether they were incorrect about any information after completing their writing. This can be an opportunity for students to reflect on their learning and to articulate their thought processes. Next is the benefits of KWL chart. In a study published by the Journal of Applied Research in Memory and Cognition, they have found out that using outlines or diagrams to take notes can help to enhance students' learning. So this is just one of the reasons why KWL chart is so effective in the classroom. In addition, it helps the students visualize the learning process and organize their information of their learning. Next, it tracks progress and learning outcomes and presents a simple method for organizing note-taking, and it is very easy to use. So we are bound to end our lesson, but before we will have an activity, let us try to review how to use KWL chart. Now, the steps are: first is to create a table with 3 columns. First column is in K, second is W, and third column is the L column. Second step is to fill out the columns. Column 1 is to know, is what do we already know about the topic. Column 2, want to learn, are the things we want to know about the topic. And lastly is the column 3, learned, are the discoveries after reading. Now for our activity, I will be giving a story entitled The Ant and the Grasshopper. Then use the KWL chart to assess how far have you learned in the story. That's it for my discussion. Thank you for listening.